See, I tell you. It's always me. It's always me. And it's always a violation. It's always, something. It's something to the effect that I can't do nothing right. I can't do nothing right. If you tuned into my last live, you can watch it again. But it's always something. It's always me. It's always me. I tell you, it's always me. It's always me. Because how did that happen, bro? How did that happen?
You didn't see my last comment.
I saw your last comment, bro. It said he got banned. I know.
No, that's not my last comment.
What'd you say?
That wasn't my last comment.
That wasn't your last comment? Oh, Jesus. Hold on, chat. Hold on. I'm back on live right now, by the way. I got the boot, chat. I did. I got the bros calling me too. What happened? I got the boot. Because it seems like I said it right when I got back on live on here.
Yeah, we gotta go through the guidelines, no cap.
What happened? What happened? What happened now?
I don't know if he was cussing OD.
Oh.
You might have to chill out with that.
Okay, I got you.
It's not got me, nigga. You can swear, but it's YouTube.
Yeah, I know. Facts. Sheed, shout out to Sheed in the chat. Yeah, but we back though. Yeah, so I got caught up again. Like I've been doing. Like I got caught up the 4 times I got caught up earlier in part one. Part one continued. Part two of that, and then the finale of that. So if you catch the part ones of today, you're gonna see all that, y'all. I got the boot 4 times today. This is the 5th time I got booted on YouTube. I gotta chill. I feel like I'm Yo Pesci. If you know who that is, chat. I feel like I'm Joe Pesci on YouTube because I can't really speak my mind. You know what I'm saying? I can't really speak my mind because one way or another, I'm gone. You feel me? Vinatieri. You know how he did it. You know what he said? He said, Vinatieri, get him the fuck out of here.
That's when you showed the clip. See?
That's when I should have showed the clip. That's a fact. I got myself messing up my lamp over here. Terrible. I know, but I don't have that clip though, so I don't have that clip. I gotta find it.
How you see it?
How
did you see it?
What do you mean? No, I gotta find it on YouTube. Like I don't have it. But yeah, I'm back on here, Chad. So yeah, I tell you, yeah, well, hopefully, I'm gonna try this again. But hopefully, hopefully we don't get caught up again. Shout out to E. Shout out to Sheed for making sure everything was all right. But you see it. And also I gotta limit the cussing. Gotta limit the cussing.
You can, but
All right, bet. All right, y'all. We're gonna go through these draft picks real quick. We know what happened at number 4, but what happened at number 1? Cam Ward, quarterback from Miami, got drafted at number 1. Presumably got drafted at number 1. I don't think it was really a question that he wasn't going there. I think everybody knew that. But the big kicker to after that, you see the Jacksonville Jaguars came up or at number 2. Initially, it was the Cleveland Browns. The Jacksonville Jaguars made a trade with the Cleveland Browns to move up to number 2. And who did they get? They got the Heisman Trophy winner, the do-it-all cornerback, wide receiver from Colorado, Travis Hunter. And I think that pick right there, if everything works out, he's going to be a dog for years to come. But who knows? Here's the thing. Travis Hunter is slated to be there for the next 5 years. I don't know if Travis Hunter is going to be there in 5 years. I'll tell you that. I don't know. But for the time being, he'll be there. He'll be there. Because one way or another, Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders are going to link back up again. Wherever Travis Hunter. No, wherever Shedeur Sanders ends up. And we'll get into that later. The Giants, the New York Football Giants, with the 3rd pick, selected defensive end Abdul Carter from Penn State. I think, not a lot of people knew what the Giants were going to do at 3. Presumably, most people would have thought Abdul Carter would be there, maybe a Travis Hunter, maybe a quarterback. But they went the defensive route and took Abdul Carter. I think he'll end up being fine for them. He does have a foot injury right now. He's going to have to heal from that. So maybe he'll be ready to start the year. I presume that he will be. But yeah, the Giants add another edge rusher to pair with Kayvon Thibodeau and who's their other edge rusher? Who's their other? Brian Burns, to pair with Brian Burns as well. So you prepare for your future, but also, I mean, maybe Kayvon Thibodeau in the near future is expendable. Who knows? At number 4, we already know Will Campbell, offensive tackle from LSU to the Patriots. In pick 5, which the Browns traded back for, they picked defensive tackle Mason Graham from Michigan. He gets comparisons to Aaron Donald because of his size at 6'3", but really compared to his weight. He's about like 290-something pounds. He's not 300 pounds, so he's more agile. He's a lot more quicker. Can he be Aaron Donald for the Browns? Maybe. But we don't know yet until we watch him. Not a bad pick. I like it. I mess with it. You know, they needed that, but at the same time, let's see how he fares in the next 3 years. I usually, when it comes to me watching guys like rookies and whatnot coming into the league, you usually give them like 2-3 years to really try to prove himself, to at least be, whether it's a Pro Bowler or All-Pro, average player, you know, a good player. You know what I'm saying? Like, you give him a few years to try to pan out. So hopefully he does well for the Browns. At pick 6, this one was a shocker. Was a shocker. Tom Brady did it with this one. The Las Vegas Raiders selected running back Ashton Jeanty from Boise State. He was 2nd in Heisman voting this past year, and he was a dog all year. I tell you, he was a dog all year. He was. So if that's the case, hey, I can live with it. I think Jeanty is going to do marvels. He's going to be tremendous in that system. Having Pete Carroll as his head coach, Geno Smith as his quarterback for right now. That offensive line, it needs to be rebuilt a little bit, but hopefully Colton Miller will be able to play this year for the Raiders and doesn't get traded. But overall, great pick. I think he'll do wonders in that system, and I think Tom Brady hit it with this one. Now, here's where it gets kind of tricky. Well, not tricky, but interesting. With the number 7th pick, the New York Jets selected Armand Membu from offensive tackle from Missouri. Now, with this one, I thought the Jets would actually go a different route. I actually kind of thought they were going to go tight end. I thought Tyler Warren from Penn State would be there. That's what I thought, and he was there. But they really went the offensive tackle route. It's not a bad route. They got Olufashanu last year in the draft. They took him in the first round. He was a top 15 pick. He's on the left side for this year. They needed somebody for their right side. They got Armand Membu. He's a natural right tackle. He plays with a violence similar to Will Campbell. Plays with a nasty. What's the word I want to say? A nasty. Thinking of the word. He plays with a nasty streak to him. So I think he'll do fine. I think he'll do fine with good coaching over there. Remember, you got Aaron Glenn's their new head coach. There's no Aaron Rodgers this year. There's no Devontae Adams. So it's a fairly young team, especially in that backfield with new quarterback. I'm bugging on his name. This is late. I'm bugging on his name. Justin Fields. New quarterback Justin Fields. You still got Breece Hall for the time being. He may get traded. Then you got little other pieces in that backfield with Austin Davis, and I might be wrong with his name, but I know his last name is Davis. But you also have who's the other kid? Oh my God, who is the other kid? And I know his name too on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of his name. Can't think of his name right now. Well, we'll figure it out in a second. But yeah, you got three good running backs in the backfield. He has to protect them. He has to protect Garrett Wilson as well and Alan Lazard as well. So he has some work cut out for him. But mainly, he got to protect that quarterback. He got to protect Justin Fields. So he's going to have a lot cut out for him in that first year. But I think he could do it. I think he'll be all right. At number 8, the Carolina Panthers. This one was somewhat shocking to me. Shocking, but not really shocking. They selected Tedero McMillan, wide receiver from Arizona. Bryce Young, he needs weapons. McMillan is a big body receiver. I think he can get the job done. He's going to be paired with Xavier Legette, Adam Thielen as a veteran. So I think he'll do wonders. Plus, also he doesn't seem like a stuck-up guy. He's Samoan, and you know how them Samoans be. Them Samoans be dogs. Them Samoans be dogs out there. You see what Puka Nacua is doing out with the LA Rams right now? I think Tedero McMillan could have that same type of impact, but obviously be more of a deep threat receiver with his size and speed. Number 9, New Orleans Saints. They went with Kelvin Banks, offensive tackle from Texas. I like the pick, but I know Kelvin Banks. He has some work to do. He's somewhat of a project, a raw player. I know that he'll most likely be on the right side because Talise Fuaga is going to be on the left. And I believe they didn't pick up the 5th-year option on Trevor Penning on that right side. So look for Kelvin Banks to win that job immediately, or if he sits back a year, he sits back a year and watch Trevor Penning to see what he does. But I think this guy's going to end up in the lineup real early. Number 10 for the Bears, Chicago Bears. They selected Colston Loveland, a tight end from Michigan. Now with this one's interesting. Because this is not what the Bears wanted to actually do. The Bears wanted Ashton Jeanty at 10. But because Tom Brady and company somewhat shocked the draft, the Bears didn't have anything else to do. They picked Colston Loveland, which is okay pick. But if I want a tight end in the draft, I would have went with Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren is much more, he can do a lot more. He can be lined up in the backfield. He can catch passes. He can block guys. I would have went with that. But you know how the Bears are. The Bears are notorious for messing up picks. So, it is what it is for them. They ain't my team. So, yeah. When it gets to the 11th pick, San Francisco 49ers, they selected Mykel Williams, an edge rusher from Georgia. I love this pick because he's a nasty player. This kid's nasty. I tell you, he set the tone for that Georgia defense the last couple of years. Won a national championship, I believe, in his freshman year. He's a dog. He's a bulldog. If he's a bulldog, that means he got to be a dog. So he's going to do wonders. Him paired up with Nick Bosa out in San Francisco. I think he'll do great. I like this pick for the 49ers. Hopefully he pans out. All right, so that was at pick 11. Pick 12. Them Dallas Cowboys, always up to something. Because I tell you, I would have, if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, you need a running back, you need a receiver. But what did they do? They selected Tyler Booker, a guard from Alabama. Now, I know Zach Martin retired. I get it. I get it. That is going to be his replacement. He's actually a good player. I like Tyler Booker a lot. I watched him a lot at Alabama. But if I was the Cowboys, I would have went with something different because he needs something else. But overall, I mean, I can't get mad at the pick because, I mean, it's somewhat of a safe pick. He should do fine. The Cowboys linemen are always, I would say like 85% of the time do pan out. So I think he'll do wonders in that system. Hopefully later on in the draft, the Cowboys can address other needs like running back, receiver, and all that. So, yeah, I think Tyler Booker will be all right. At 13, the Miami Dolphins selected Kenneth Grant, a defensive tackle from Michigan. He's Mason Graham's teammate, won a national championship with them 2 years ago. I like him a lot. I know All TV, my boy E, when he got drafted, he was like, "Oh, I like him better than the white boy they took, aka Mason Graham." You know what I'm saying? But I mean, this kid, he's a little bit bigger than Mason Graham, but I mean, this kid can run sideline to sideline as a defensive tackle. He rushes the passer very well. But also, mainly with him, I like him a lot because he's a run stuffer. And I think the Dolphins need that. Calais Campbell's gone. He just went back to Arizona. So I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be all right over there. Give him a couple years. He should pan out very well. But he's probably going to disrupt the Patriots a little bit. Again, number 14. I said it already, and you know who got picked. The Indianapolis Colts. And this is really, I think everybody knew if he fell in the draft, he would get picked by the Colts. Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State. I talked about him just a few picks ago with the Colts and Loveland pick. I think this is a hit. I think the Colts hit on this one. He's going to come in and do wonders with this Colts team. He really is. The Colts don't have a tight end that can really stretch the field, block guys, has a good, mid-route tree. He can spread it down the outside, go outside the numbers. But he could also, for the most part, he can really catch. He's one of those guys that if you throw screens to him, tight end screens, he's fast enough that he can excel in those screens. He's also a good blocker. You can line him up in the backfield. You can line him up at fullback. You can even line him up at halfback also to really, set the tone for a team. So, yeah, I like this pick a lot. I do. I think he's going to really be a Swiss Army knife for this Colts team. Let's see. That's 14. 15 is the Atlanta Falcons. This guy should have got picked a lot earlier. I'm surprised he fell to the Falcons, but he stays home. He stays in Georgia. Jalen Walker, defensive end from Georgia. This kid is a stud. This kid's an actual stud. He can line up on the edge. He can line up an inside linebacker. You can rush him in between the guards and tackles, the guards and center. You can do a lot with this kid. You really can. And he's actually a good in pass coverage also. This kid's a steal. He's going to be a gem for the Atlanta Falcons, and they really need it. I mean, their pass rush the last couple of years have been bad. Matthew Judon didn't pan out well when he got traded from the Pats last year over there. So I think this kid adds a certain element, a certain nastiness to that Atlanta Falcons defense that he will excel in. I'll tell you that. At pick 16, the Arizona Cardinals selected Walter Nolan, a defensive tackle from Ole Miss. I like Walter Nolan a lot. With him, he's somewhat of a late bloomer in college. I mean, you knew his name already because he was a five-star recruit. But I don't think he started at Ole Miss. I think he started somewhere else. But regardless, his last year at Ole Miss, he dominated. And I think the Cardinals will get a good one with him. He's going to be able to learn from Calais Campbell, who just returned, like I mentioned before. I think the Cardinals did well with this pick too. I do. At pick 17, this one is going to get a lot of shit from people. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. The Cincinnati Bengals, they selected Shamar Stewart, a defensive end out of Texas A&M. Okay, now with this one, athleticism-wise, Shamar Stewart has it. Yeah, he has the size, the speed, and all that and above. But when it comes to actual production, I heard it from, especially watching the draft on ESPN earlier. With him, he is one of those guys that if you put him out there, you can expect him to do stuff. Don't get me wrong. But he has a lot of quietness in this game. He doesn't really bring the oomph. You see him getting pushed aside a lot. You see him kind of take plays off. You see guys that did block him in their respective college careers, they're not going to end up in the NFL, right? He didn't bring like a sense of urgency to him as much as you would want him to. Now, when it comes to the combine and when it comes to the Senior Bowl and all that, he brought it. You know what I'm saying? He brought it. But you had scouts say that he was very overrated, that he sucked. Like they put stuff out that with him. You know what I'm saying? In terms of a player actually playing in the NFL, you have to actually see what they do on the field. Whether, start out in the preseason, start out in the regular season. You have to see what they actually do in order to judge a guy. I'm not necessarily judging him based on what he could do now. I'm judging him on what he had done before. And he didn't do much before. He didn't have a high level of sack production. I think he only had 4.5 sacks in 4 years at Texas A&M. And that really don't cut it. If I'm him, I would have tried to at least have 10, 15 sacks in his career, and he didn't. So, you know what I'm saying? So, we'll see what happens with him. The Bengals are notorious for fucking up on picks. I know I got to stop the cursing, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Especially on the defensive side of the ball. But it is what it is. And again, it's not my team. I ain't got nothing to worry about them. With pick 18, the Seattle Seahawks selected Gray Zabel, offensive lineman from North Dakota State. So he went to a FCS school. So he didn't really compete with a lot of the Texas A&Ms, the Ole Miss, the Georgias, the Texases. Just I'm naming SEC schools, but he didn't compete against FBS schools, which is fine. He was still a good blocker. He mainly was playing left tackle at North Dakota State, but he's probably going to pan out to be a guard or a center. He might be a tackle, he may, but I would suggest a guard or a center because especially with the Seahawks, they already got two left tackles that they drafted, two tackles I should say, that they drafted a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? So he should do well. He plays with a nasty edge to him also. But yeah, Seahawks are just fortifying their offensive line for Sam Darnold and company. So yeah, I like the pick. He should be fine. At 19, this is a guy that I wanted the Patriots to end up having, but obviously we picked Will Campbell. Or even if we traded back in the draft to get this guy, I wouldn't have been mad. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they selected Emeka Egbuka, a wide receiver from Ohio State. I love this kid. I really do. He gives me similar vibes to Amon-Ra St. Brown's. He can, as much as he can catch the ball, he does well in the run game. He can block for guys. You can throw him in on sweeps. He does a lot. I think the Bucs have, they have a good foundation for the future. Once Mike Evans leaves, once Chris Godwin ends up leaving. He's signed for the next 4 years. No, the next, I think 3 or 4 years, whatever. But he's getting older too. I think you have a guy right here that can emerge quickly with Baker Mayfield, and I think will do wonders in that Tampa Bay offense. Pick 20, the Denver Broncos selected Jahdae Barron, a cornerback out of Texas. I like this kid a lot too. Only thing with him, you can really line him up everywhere. He can line up on the outside at corner. He can line up in the slot. He mainly was doing well in the slot. I think you can even line him back as a safety on some plays. I think so. I might be wrong with that. But they get a hard-nosed kid. With Denver, I actually thought they were going to go running back. I thought they were going to go with Omarion Hampton over here. But they went defense, get a number 2 guy with Patrick Surtain. I don't know what that does for Riley Moss right now, but I would assume, at least right now, he'll be more of a slot guy because Riley Moss is on the outside. So I think it's a good pick for them. At pick 21, this one, I was shocked. I was shocked because I thought Shedeur Sanders was going to get picked by the Pittsburgh Steelers, but he didn't. And he still hasn't gotten picked. But the Steelers actually selected Derek Harmon, a defensive tackle from Oregon. Has good tape. I like him a lot. With Harmon, I think with him, it's gonna take him a couple years to really develop. Hopefully, he can develop quicker and actually get on the field. But I know for him, I mean, you already got Cam Hayward as a defensive tackle, and he's not leaving anytime soon. So Derek Harmon should be able to learn from him and become his replacement in the future. I like the pick. I do. I thought they were going to go a different route, but hey, I mean, the Steelers they have a successful franchise, so they know what they're doing. Hopefully, he pans out. Alrighty, we're getting close to the end of the first round. I mentioned his name already, but at pick 22, the Los Angeles Chargers ended up selecting Omarion Hampton, a running back from North Carolina. I love this kid. I watched a lot of his games. This is actually one of the guys, besides Ashton Genty, besides Shedeur Sanders, besides Travis Hunter, and even Jalen Milroe and them in Alabama. I actually watched a few of his games this year. This kid is something special. He's a big back. He's 5'11", 215. He can ground and pound guys, but he can also catch passes. He can also, what's underrated about him is he's actually a good blocker also. So I think the Chargers hit on this one. They don't really have a for-sure running back situation right now. I think day one this kid is going to start, and I think this kid's really going to leave off where J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards did last year for the Chargers. I think he's going to feed off that, and I think he's going to have a successful career. I think so. It's too early to tell, but I like this pick a lot. I do. At pick 23, this one is a shocker, and it's a shocker because this kid should have went way earlier in the draft, and I thought he was going to stay at home in Dallas. But the Green Bay Packers ended up selecting Matthew Golden, wide receiver from Texas. This kid's a burner. This kid can catch short passes. He can catch medium passes. This kid is a deep threat also. He has the perfect tools to be in this Packers offense with Jordan Love, with Romeo Doubs, Romeo Doubs may get traded, but Christian Watson is hurt right now. So this kid may end up being the clear-cut number one. And I didn't even mention Jaden Reed. Him and Jaden Reed are going to be a dynamic 1-2 punch. I think next year the Packers are going to turn some heads. I think so. Pick 26, the Atlanta Falcons. They traded back into the first round to select James Pierce, a defensive end from Tennessee. Now, James Pierce, athleticism, I'm not even going to talk about the athleticism, yet. James Pierce, for the longest time, I believe even at the start of last year, like way last year, after the NFL draft for last year, James Pierce was being already talked about as being the number one pick in the draft. But character issues with him kind of led to his playtime decrease at Tennessee this past year. He was mainly a specialist, still had 8.5 sacks, but he does bring character issues with him. He stays near Tennessee. He goes to Georgia. He pairs with I'm bugging on his name, but he pairs with I gotta go back because it's late. He's gonna pair with Jalen Walker. Excuse me, I'm blanking. I'm seeing it's past my bedtime, but he's gonna pair with Jalen Walker. I think he will be able to make an impact this year, but I think he's gonna be more of a rotational piece. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really sold at him as a starter just yet. I think he has some more growing to do, and I think these guys got to get on his ass early in order for him to be successful. I really do. But, I mean, his RAS score was high. I think he should be able to do wonders, but he needs some development, and he needs a guy to really push him. That's what I think on that. At 27, this kid is going to be a steal. The Baltimore Ravens selected Malachi Starks, a safety from Georgia. This kid was all over the field last year. He played in the slot. He played on the outside at corner at times. He played free safety. He played strong safety. He even lined up at linebacker. This kid, you could line him up everywhere just like Kyle Hamilton. He's going to be a stud. And he finds the ball very well. He's a hard hitter. He's a tremendous pick. I'm surprised he fell all the way to the Ravens. But earlier, I think a few days ago, it came out that the Ravens were very interested and wanted to add Malachi Starks to their team. They did. Bingo. I think this year he'll have an impact. I think him and Kyle Hamilton are going to be a deadly safety duo in years to come. And it might very well be next year. It really might very well be next year. So Look for Malachi Starks to make a splash early. At pick 28, the Detroit Lions selected Tyleik Williams, a defensive tackle from Ohio State. This one was a need pick, but Tyleik Williams is tough. I messed with him. I watched a couple of his games at Ohio State. He's a run stuffer. He can sack the quarterback, but he's mainly a run stuffer. He'll fit well in that Detroit Lions defense. I think in a couple of years he'll be great. I think so. At 29, the Washington Commanders selected Josh Connolly Jr., a offensive tackle from Oregon. I believe he's going to play the right side, or if he doesn't play the right side just yet, he's going to be there for development. I like the pick a lot. He actually, for a time, could have went earlier in this draft, but I mean, he fell to the right team. The Commanders, they need tackle help, and I think he'll do wonders for them. I think so. All right, we're getting towards the last 3 picks of the draft. The 30th pick for the Buffalo Bills, they selected Maxwell Harrison, a cornerback out of Kentucky. He's long, he's rangy, he can run with guys. He has that speed to him. The Bills actually just gave their starting cornerback a hefty deal. I think like over $20 million deal. I think like a 4-year, $80-something million. So for that case, you pair with him. Trey White is back in Buffalo. So, I mean, shoot, this kid's going to develop. And I think he'll do well over there. At pick 31, this one, the Eagles hit it on this one. The Eagles really hit it on this one. They selected Jihad Campbell, a linebacker from Alabama. This one, I thought Jihad Campbell was going to go way earlier. I'm surprised he lasted until 31 picks. He's a stud. This kid can hit. You can line up. It's similar with Jalen Walker. You can line him up on the edge. He's a middle linebacker as well. His natural position. He can play the passing lanes. He can cover. I mean, this kid's going to be a stud. He's going to be lined up next to Zach Bond, and I think he'll be lined up early next to Zach Bond because their other linebacker, I'm blanking on his name, but their other linebacker, who they drafted a couple years ago from Georgia, has been hurt to start his NFL career. He's played and he's done well, but he has I think he has a shoulder injury right now. He just had surgery. He might have to get surgery on that other shoulder. He's playing messed up right now. Jihad Campbell is going to be able to come in early. He should be able to start for them, and he should be able to make an impact. I like the pick a lot. The Eagles hitting on that one. Last pick of the NFL draft, of the first round, I should say, of the NFL draft. The Kansas City Chiefs selected Josh Simmons, offensive tackle from Ohio State. They need line help. They need offensive tackle help. Josh Simmons tore his ACL in October of last year, so he's not going to see the field anytime soon. He's a developmental piece. If everything pans out with him, if his knee gets healthy, he should be a starter at right tackle, maybe even at left tackle. But right now, he's just a developmental piece. They're just getting him for need later on. Not a bad pick. Solid. But yeah, that's it for the first round. The biggest surprise, though, Shedeur Sanders fell. Shedeur Sanders fell in the draft. There was a lot of talks of him being arrogant, him not doing well in interviews, so on and so forth. I was told by one of my sources that a possibility is that Deion Sanders was telling teams not to draft his son. And quite frankly, he might be right. And I'm 90% sure he's right because Deion wants his son to succeed on a certain team that what he prefers. So I tell you, he'll get picked in the second round. I see the Las Vegas Raiders. If you see right here, the Las Vegas Raiders have the 37th pick in the second round, which is 5 picks in tomorrow. I expect Tom Brady and company to make a splash right there and pick Shedeur Sanders. That's his guy. It's a done deal right there. It sucks that he did fall because he's a first round talent. He's a first round talent. You saw what he did at Colorado. You saw what he did at Jackson State. He's a winner. He's a winner. He's not your typical black quarterback, quote unquote, because he's not he's not a Lamar Jackson. He's not a he's not a Cam Newton, but he's more of a Tom Brady. Truthfully, if you want me to compare somebody to him, he's not Tom Brady because he's different, but that's more of his repertoire right there. So Yeah, I see the Raiders making a splash. I see Tom Brady doing his thing. You know, he's helping out, calling the shots out there. So that's what I see them doing. But yeah, that's it for right now, y'all. It is currently 1:20 in the morning. We got through it. I got flagged earlier. Whoever was in the live right now, I'm about to get on Discord actually. With the bros, with my guy 4K Sav, aka Been on it, aka All TV. But you know what it is? TB12. He ain't with the Pats no more. He's with the Raiders. Shador Sanders. Raiders. Tomorrow. That's what I think. Chat, I appreciate y'all as always. You'll see me on Discord. But thank everybody for tuning in. To the 13 people that were in the live earlier. Appreciate y'all. Huh? Oh, you're not going live? Oh, he's going on mine. Oh, my fault. I'm dumb. I'm stupid. My fault. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're going to switch it to Discord. I appreciate everybody who was on the YouTube. We switching it to Discord.